if you have the ability to stack more cash that you can use and deploy for something else later on, stack it now. People always say that cash is trash. People always say that if you save money, it will lose value. That's actually true because the US Fed has printed massive amounts of dollars, and the value of your dollar becomes smaller and smaller each day because they just keep on printing. And that's one of the reasons why for some period of time they stopped the printing, and they're now kickstarting our rates going higher because they want to somehow solve the problem that they actually started. I'm sure you've seen this in the news if you have been watching a lot of what's happening in global macro, especially what's happening in the US. There's a lot of talk about a recession. There's a lot of talk about some companies slashing their growth forecast. There's a lot of talk also of companies maybe laying off employees, or some companies also not hiring more, or they're freezing their hiring. There's a lot of talk also that this is triggered by the Fed raising rates. This is triggered also by inflation being massively high. There's so much talk about it. But here's what I want you guys to realize, and I've been saying this over and over and over in my channel. There's a lot of things we can't control in the macro, but what we can do, how we can make ourselves recession proof. Because I'll say this over and over, that recessions are cyclical. It's not a question whether a recession will happen, but the bigger question is, what are you doing in the midst of that recession? What are you doing while things are looking so bleak, things are looking so bad, things are looking so sad, and everyone else does not want to invest? During recessions, during uncertainty, during crisis, there is opportunity. When everyone's scared, that's an opportunity also for you to find bargains, to find deals, to find opportunities that no one else would want to enter into. But if you make yourself recession proof, if you do what it takes to make yourself bigger, better, stronger during good times, it will also protect you when times are bad. One of the biggest ways to make yourself recession proof is to save money. Stop buying stuff that you don't need to impress other people that don't even like you. Stop buying stuff just to flex it on social media. Stop buying stuff just to look cool in front of other people that really don't care about you. And having nice stuff just to show it off will give you a high for the first few minutes, for the first few days. But when the bill comes, when the reality that you went into debt just to buy that, or the reality that you spent a large chunk of your savings for that, it's gonna sting. Never ever buy stuff just to fit in. Never ever buy stuff or decide financially just because everyone else is doing it. And regardless if that's an expense or an investment, that's the way to lose it. If you do what everyone else is doing, you're gonna end up like everyone else. If you do the things that majority does not want to do, then that's when you win. Saving money is what will protect you when times are bad. Saving money is that when times are bad, you don't just have a buffer to get you by, you also have an amount of money that you can use to take advantage of opportunities. We're not really at a point yet where everyone's panicking, but I highly suggest already that if you have the ability to stack more cash that you can use and deploy for something else later on, stack it now. People always say that cash is trash. People always say that if you save money, it will lose value. That's actually true because the US Fed has printed massive amounts of dollars, and the value of your dollar becomes smaller and smaller each day because they just keep on printing. And that's one of the reasons why for some period of time they stopped the printing, and they're now kickstarting our rates going higher because they want to somehow solve the problem that they actually started. But cash is trash if it's not used. But cash stored for a specific purpose becomes very, very powerful. That if you set aside cash for something that you will use later, then the opportunity for that becomes even bigger, because that will allow you to take advantage of opportunities that will come your way. Is how do you become recession proof? Is you have to keep on learning. Spend a lot of time to learn, to create a better version of yourself. Because that will allow you to pivot, that will allow you to innovate, that will allow you to do things that 5-10 years ago, when you start looking back at yourself, you thought you'd never do. But what will give you the flexibility to innovate? what will give you the ability to make decisions that will allow you to shift and pivot? It's essentially studying. It's essentially learning. And people always say when it's learning and studying, it always is about reading books, reading this, reading that. But it doesn't have to be. It could be videos. It could be podcasts. It could be spending a large amount of time with people that are smarter than you, that know more than you, that are more experienced than you, or probably just richer than you already. Just being around people that you know are higher than you, whatever they have will rub off. If you hang out with positive people, even if you're the most negative person out there, guess what? After a few months, after a few years, what they have, you'd get. If you hang out with, for example, you're not a Golden State Warriors fan, but you hang out with Golden State Warriors, you transfer and move to San Francisco and stay there for 5 years, and you hang out with people who are madly in love with the Golden State Warriors, guess what? You can't help but get what they have also. And that it's the same with money. It's the same with investments. It's the same with business. If you want to be recession proof, you want to get bigger, you want to enter into things that will propel you to the next level, then hang out with people that think like that. That may mean also that you may have to change the people you're talking to. You may somehow need to lessen Netflix. You may need to somehow also sacrifice certain things about your time. Guess what? We all have 24 hours. And what you do with your time matters. What you do with your time, especially if you have large goals, especially if you have big targets and you feel that you're far from them, let your hustle, let your amount of work that you're putting in match your ambition. You can't have a billionaire dream or a millionaire dream but have a work ethic of someone that's broke. You can't have a $1 billion dream but have a work ethic of someone that doesn't care about their future. If you want something so bad, you want to be recession proof, you hustle, you work hard. Be the person that will outwit, outlast, and outwork everyone out there. And people would say it's not about working hard, it's about working smart. But what if you can do both? What if you can work hard and you can work smart? What if because you work hard so much, it allows you to become more efficient later on? What if because you work hard so much, it allows you to find ways on how to make things better? But you all have to start somewhere. And sometimes if you don't have the skill, you don't have the talent for it, but because you work hard for it, that's what will differentiate you also from a lot of people. And that's why recessions should not bother you, because it's cyclical. And I hope it comes to a point in time that you're not scared about what's happening in the macro because you prepared and you did what you can do with the resources that's around you, that you did what you can do to be faithful with what you have. Because if you're faithful with little, when more comes, you know what to do with it. It would be easier for you to scale things because you already knew what to do with it when you were also starting out. So that's why you should not be worried about a recession, because recessions are cyclical. Recessions give you opportunities. Once the recession is over, since it's cyclical, a recovery happens. And what you do during a recession will speak volumes of how you come out of it and how you benefit from it financially. If you have more questions, leave it in the comment section down below. If you want more videos like this, like, share, subscribe, and smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content about investing. If you want to learn more about cryptocurrencies, NFTs, the stock market, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, I have books and webinars all down below. If you want to grab a copy of them, feel free to drop a comment. I'll do my best to be able to answer whatever you've posted down below. That's it for now. Marvingermo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, and God bless you all.